All right, I'm still reeling from almost having a heart attack there. That was not the end of the world. I had my I had my toolbox sitting right here. Okay, been sitting here gathering up some basalt because I want to do a few things today that are going to deal with basalt and blackstone and everything like that. I went to click to record and OBS loaded up and it moves the mouse from one screen to another, you know, new active program. So when I click back onto Minecraft, I broke my shulker box and my shulker box fell and I thought it went in lava. And that's my tool shulker box. That may have gave me just a mild heart attack. I'm just saying, just a mild one. So hello everyone and no one, welcome back to another episode of Truly Bedrock. Now, if I can get recentered and readjusted here, today on Truly Bedrock, we're gonna do stuff and things. We're gonna do stuff and things. And actually what we're gonna get into, if I can fly, there seems to be a bit of lag on the server right now. That might be because, well, there's just a bunch of people online. Today, I think I want to start working on one of the proposed watchtowers we've been talking about in the last episode, you know, with the suggestions from the community. Yesterday was a bad internet day for me. Bad internet day. I didn't get much of a chance to do anything. As a matter of fact, my internet was pretty much down all day. But before it went down, I got a download of the current season of Truly Bedrock. We're able to get those, well, because, well, we play on here and they get uploaded daily. So I did a lot of testing around in creative, messing with one watchtower over here on the corner. Now, it may not be the most amazing, crazy thing in the world, and what I designed in creative needs some adjusting, but we need to gather up a few things. And that's what I've been doing on here this morning already. I've been gathering up basalt. But basalt is not the only thing we are going to need. We are going to need blackstone as well. We're going to need leaves. We're going to need a few things. And where are we at on blackstone reserves? We've got, that's cracked bricks. That's kind of an irrelevant one to the cause. Regular, oh dear, oof. Are both of these pretty low? All right, let's grab all this out of here. Let's combine all this up and see what we got. Let's see, let's throw all that in there. Okay, so we have a full shulker box there, beard restock, new range of mini blocks, and other goodies. Does that include blackstone? If it does, I'd be really interested. Okay, so we got that. What else do we got regular blackstone wise? We've got all this in here. This one here says it's all blackstone as well. Let's take a look. All right, so if we throw all that in there and then we throw all this in here, was this? That was bricks. We don't want the bricks. You come back out, you go over here, and then you go there. Good. So we got that. I'm trying not to pay attention to the chat. Beard store stinks, says Dadcraft. Wow, that's some crazy accusations going on out there, man. I thought these people were supposed to be friendly. Right, so we got two in a row. Now, of course, everything that I've been planning here lately is going to use tons upon tons of blackstone, and 2 in a row is it's a very nice start. It's a very nice start, but I don't feel it's going to be enough for what we need. So let's head over to the shopping area while we're currently seeing people talk about that, and actually see if anybody has got any blackstone in stock in any of the shops. Let's go over there and see. You know, here soon we're gonna have to take a break from everything and help Liara out. It's nice having this open tunnel all this way that we can fly through, but our section has literally nothing. I guess that's just, you know, I'm out in the middle of nowhere, so it's kind of the story of real life too. Out in the middle of nowhere, bad internet, bad tunnels for where I live. Right, let's head over here. Hi. Bye. Good talk, Beardstone. Jeez, heading to your shop too. Right, speaking of Beardstone's shop, he has opened up a new shop here recently, which is on the back side of the mountain, I think here. Yeah, and he's still selling stuff by the shulker boxes. Now he's got it down into a tiered system. Like if we come here and take a look here, yeah. So you get pretty excellent and reliable deals. Welcome customers, I'm glad you found us and will be too. Around our variety of shulker boxes containing high quality goods just for you. Stock is limited and most shulkers are different, so don't delay. Once it's gone unless I happen to have some more laying around. The shulkers come in 3 tiers. Tier 1 equals 1 diamond block, tier 2 equals 2, tier 3 obviously equals 3. Signs on the podium indicate what is contained in the shulker, but feel free to take a closer look inside before purchases, as all boxes are not created equal. Keep your eyes peeled for dyed shulkers on the podiums. They will be rare and unique priced depending on what's inside. Right. Jeez Louise, somebody is completely buying them out. That's somebody cheating. I see you. By the way. I see you. Tier 2 slime. Wool, kelp. Buying into the slander, maybe? It's okay. No one will know. I'm not recording. Right, now let's check some more. Gunpowder, gift of flight. Interesting selection, but I'm not about to pay 6 diamond blocks. Gunpowder, ink sacks. Ink sacks, it doesn't look like they're going to have nothing here that we're going to be interested in. Shulker. No, shulkers. Ink sacks. Look, they've decided that they, tier 6 shinies, mini blocks. Jesus. No, there's going to be nothing over here we're going to need. Nothing at all. That's a shame. But there is another shop over here, I'm pretty sure, that was selling Blackstone if it's not sold out. Which, potentially, knowing our luck today, that's exactly what's going to happen. So let's go over here to the Blackstone block that's being held by a barrel. If anybody knows what's going on with that, please let me know, because I honestly have no clue. No clue whatsoever. And if we check in here, we've got 1. We've got 1 at the moment. Oh, we've got quite a few of Blackstone. How much are these? Place payment in payment place. Blah, blah, blah. Please place the payment in the chest. Thank you. 2 diamond blocks for 1 shulker box. And what do we got in stock money-wise? Let's see here. Yeah, we can grab a few of these. Okay, so let's grab that. Then let's grab that and that. So 1, 2, 1, 2. You know what? Let's go ahead and grab another. That way we have plenty in stock. So let's throw that back in there. Pick that up. Throw that back in there. That should cover us on Blackstone for a little bit. Now, is there anything else we're going to need from the shopping area here? That's cactus. The all store, nothing I need in there. Jesse's shop, ice cream shop, witch drop shop. You know, I'm curious. We do need to build a witch farm. Here soon, but I'm really curious of what Groova has in stock and what his prices are. Let's take a look here while we're shopping. Okay, that's a lot of garbage. 2 diamonds per 2 stacks, mix and match. Just dust. Dust. Dust? I don't need it in dust form. I need it in other form. I need it in block form. Well, I mean, that's not bad prices. That's very fair prices, but not what we need. Not what we need at all. Okay, so I don't think there's nothing else for us to do over here in the shopping area. Let's get back to base, gather up some resources, and do a little bit of planning and building. So, a little bit of planning and building. I know that's what I said, but in typical Slack fashion, I got carried away. And we now have the first Watchtower in, and yeah, it just kind of happened. I was in the zone, I was having fun, and it's now moved on to the next day. Don't tell me that's a chunk error. No, it's not. I think it looks good. We ended up raising up the mountain over here a little bit, put down a solid Blackstone pad because it needed to be elevated up a little bit, Got this thing in here, got some leaves for vines running down the side of the mountain. I opted to do that just because they actually show up better. If I were to use just nothing but vines, you wouldn't even be able to see them from here. You wouldn't be able to see them. And I think it's a very good start. I still need to do some work on this thing here. I've still got to add in just detail. Detail at this point, I've put no detail into it. As you can see, it's all either stone. Yeah, well, matter of fact, I think the whole structure is made out of stone brick at the moment. So we need to modify that to give it a more destroyed state. Like literally just going around here and grabbing up some random blocks, like a piece of basalt there. Not basalt, blackstone. Words and difficulty, they are a thing, people. They are a thing. Now, of course, what I designed in creative was a touch different. But with some modifications, it now flows just a little bit better, I think. So I think next, now that we've got this in here, we need to finish up on that. And I think, to be fair, I need to add in a few trees around here. See, one of the things I do when I stream, I have a redemption where people who are watching can, I don't know, I guess you'd say just gamble on the chance of me building a custom tree. And of course, that's what's happened down here, all the basalt trees. I'm pretty sure I've showed you all that before. And once again, words are difficult, not basalt. The ancient debris trees here. Every one of these has been hit by somebody. They got a 100% chance of me building a tree. So I ended up building them a custom tree. Pretty sure that the server just crashed and we now lost connection. Good talk. Totally not where I just logged out. Totally experienced another rollback there. Interesting. This is like the 4th or 5th time this has happened here recently. I think maybe we might be having a small issue. A small issue indeed. But aside from that, custom trees. I think we're going to get some custom trees up and around this thing. This area up here is, yeah, it needs a lot of work. So I think we're going to add in one there, maybe one over here. And yeah, let's get those in and then potentially plan out where our next watchtower is going to be as well. So we got our first tree in. And I think it fits good. Now I was having issues where I didn't like how this was looking from this side, but I think that right there helps. And truth be told, I just had what I consider to be a pretty good idea after the fact. Not saying I'm going to change it, but there is the possibility. You know, ironically, this tree is sitting in probably about the worst position ever for this watchtower per se. Because if you would actually come up here and land in here, you can see that way. But never mind the giant ship that is becoming directly that way. You'd never see it. And what would actually make more sense to be there than the tree would be a platform out here with a giant ballista. That way it has like a good view of the whole area. Maybe we'll change that out. I don't know. It would be nice if the ballista was actually setting up on a pedestal. I really hate to tear that tree out now that I've finished it. But we're going to move from this corner for just a few minutes, and we're actually going to move over to this corner because there's supposed to be another watchtower on this side. And I think what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and build up the terrain over here, get this all situated out, listen to the cranky dog that's yelling at the other dogs. Yeah, now this one's going to be a lot more fun. And I say fun lightly here because if you consider the size of that tower and the footprint of this mountaintop here, nowhere near enough room. We're going to have to bulk this thing out quite a bit, which could be fun, So let's get to that. And tower number 2 is now in place. And I gotta say, I love that. Ended up beveling out, extending out the top platform here on all sides in order to make it fit, because let's face it, that footprint of that tower would have never fit there as it was. And oh my goodness, just the way the blackstone snakes down the side of this, I absolutely love it. Now of course I've continued on with the random block placing using the program that Hatter made, and we've got this over here now with a little platform on it. we've got this almost all the way around the island. And I'm telling you right now, the vines, the leaves, it's got to be everywhere. It's got to be everywhere in the end. But of course, the tower is pretty much the same as the other one. There's not going to be any change in detail between the difference of the towers. That's just the nature of it. They built them the same, and it's perfectly fine. Now, of course, we've got a custom tree or two in right here, which goes good. I think we're going to need many of these, but I'll tell you what, these have gotten a lot easier to build versus last season. Last season, oh my goodness, just trying to get the hang of them. Of course, we've opted for smaller ones than we did last season. Maybe in time we'll get some giant ones in. I almost think it's going to be a requirement to get some in due time, but right now these right here, they work pretty good. Also, as you can see, we've done some modification to the terrain there. Since we had to bevel that up and build that up so much, we've also put in a slope leading up to it. And I think overall, we're going to do that all over this island. It's not going to be flat. If it was all flat, it just would not look right. So next, once again, anybody want to guess what I'm going to do next? I think it's time for another tower. I think it's time for another tower, and I'm thinking we're going to get one in right about here. And then we need one about where that villager pod is over there. And then we need one way, way, way over there where that tower is over there. So we got a lot of these to build. We got a lot of terraforming and landscaping to do. A lot of vines and blackstone that's going to need to be placed. Speaking of blackstone, I hope we're seriously not out. We are starting to eat into it very, very quickly. And okay, so we still got some there. We still got some there. And all of this is bricks and polished and cracked bricks to do all detail work. Right. Let's get a couple more watchtowers in, shall we? Right, we've got the next watchtower started here. Now, of course, I've beveled up the landscaping again, like this one over here. And I think I've come to a consensus that I need to bring up the land all the way around this place. And that's going to be a lot more fun because we're going to need tons upon tons of dirt. I think, idealistically, words and difficulty here, I could be using all the wrong words here, that the landscape needs to come up and that the castle that we're going to build in the middle needs to be on an elevated position. Maybe it'll work, maybe it won't at the end of the day, but it is something that we're going to try. So we still need to finish this watchtower here. Now, I've been adding in some more of these custom dark oak trees around the way as I'm doing this, and I absolutely love how they're turning out. This one right here I love in particular with the roots that are reaching down the cliffside here. And I think maybe we'll have some spots lower where we might have some smaller ones as well. But next on the list is let's go ahead and get this watchtower in. See how that looks, and then maybe we'll either move on to the next watchtower here, or I'm going to go gather up a ton upon ton of dirt, which will probably be where we're going to go, is go get a ton of dirt and bring this landscape up here. Now, I'd already started sinking this side back down, which means I may have to tear this back out, because if I want to bring this all up, this dip here may be too much. I don't know, maybe we can bring this small dip down and then back up, but I don't know how it's going to work terrain-wise, especially if we're wanting to put a big structure in the middle. You know, this island, I thought when I started designing what I'm doing up here, I'd have enough room. But to be fair, it feels like I need this area about double this size for what I want to put up here. So I'm going to have to scale down what I wanted to do originally, because it's just not going to work. How can this island be too small at this point to build what I want to build on it? How? This thing is massive. How is it now going to be too small? That makes no sense to me. None whatsoever. So let's do something that does make sense. Let's get this other watchtower in, go gather up some dirt, and see if we can get this brought up to look somewhat decent. Yeah, let's do that. And now our third watchtower is now in place. Now, of course, they look just like the other two. Not much variation in the changes. Still need to put the flagpole on top of this one, or rather the flag. Same with that one over there. And of course, I've started changing up how the terrain around here works just a little bit. Started mixing in some coarse dirt, started mixing in some grass. And of course, this is the story of my life. This is the time the dogs are going to go to bark. So it's just a fact of life. It's a fact of life. So we've got this one in here, and I've started doing modifications in terrain. Went and got a whole bunch of dirt. A whole bunch of dirt, and if I fly out here and turn around and swing this way, let's see if we can land here. Yes, we can. Of course, the custom trees. Now, I think since the last clip, that one may be a new one. No, that one was there. But as you can see, the vines have grown, and I've started adding in some dead ones as well. And that is because we've done some changes here. I've put a dried up, I guess you would say pond. I wouldn't necessarily call that a lake right there. Lake bed right here. And of course, we've got a bridge that's coming across here, leading up to the other tower over here. Of course, modifications in the terrain as well. But the dead trees, I actually really think they turned out pretty good. Now, I would like to have some maybe more dried out look to them. I did, if you can see there, I've stripped some of the blocks in the trees, you know, so they're not solid bark blocks. Same with the roots down here, and it's really good. I'm really happy with it. There's a lot to do here. Now, of course, with the dried out pond here, whatever you want to call it, we've left a few patches of water in here and there. And I think once we come across this bridge here, we are going to start our castle wall right over here somewhere. Like literally one of the entrances into this place will be right here. So we've still got a plan out for that. We've still got to add in these other watchtowers over here. But I think this is going to be a one at a time kind of thing, because I want to shape the terrain with it as I go. I love that. I love that. That area I had kind of planned at one point to put like a barn and some farms. I don't think that's going to work now. I really don't. I think, as I said earlier, the size of some of this stuff is going to have to be scaled back. I mean, we're going to get another watchtower there. Another watchtower there. I've ripped down the top of the villager trading hall there, and that thing may end up just completely moving now that I really think about it. I would like to have an area where crops would have been grown up here. I think that is a thing that we really need to have. Now, if we do that, we would have to move all these villagers, which is not the end of the world. It's a very doable thing. But where would we move them to? I don't know. I really genuinely don't know at this moment. But I do know, I like how this is all turning out, but I've got to do some more planning. I've come to the realization that I can do pretty good at random. I'm getting pretty good at the trees, I'm getting pretty good at the random landscaping, but if I'm going to build something, like these watchtowers or a castle or anything like that, I've got to do planning. I've got to do planning, or else I end up with something like the villager trading hall over there that I don't like. Maybe in time I won't have to do that kind of planning, but I need to do planning. Need to get a download copy of the world, start seeing if I can come up with some blueprints here, and or maybe we'll just start working that side of the landscape up. Oh, that could work. I just had a crazy idea. We're elevating all this land. We're elevating this up. We're bringing it up. We're giving it beveled edges. When we put those watchtowers in, that will all be brought up too. And the villager trading hall will be underground. Oh, it could be just like hidden underneath of a barn or something. I like that. And then we could still put a barn. We could do our crop fields and everything. So many things to do. But I think that right there is just about where I'm going to wrap up today's episode. So if you enjoyed today's episode, make sure to drop a like. If you'd like to see more, please consider subscribing. And I will catch every one of you all in the next one. Goodbye, everybody.